Hello and welcome back to Finally Rob and another vlog. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the horror topic of every trans man. Periods, because trans men who are not on hormones yet or that need some adjustments on their testosterone levels, so they have gone back on their period or it hasn't vanished while they started testosterone. I thought I'm going to talk a little bit about, periods, about how to care for yourself, how to be a bit safer, I guess, on the bathroom. If you're already on testosterone, you look very male and you sound very male, but you have your period, this kind of stuff. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is tampons. So basically, this is mostly to address trans guys who are going already to the male bathroom. So I already mentioned, if you're already on hormones, you've been on hormones for a while, so maybe you have a beard, you have a lower voice and stuff like that, you're going to the men's room. It's a little bit weird to come there with your, like I have your little emergency period bag and walk in the men's room and do your thing there. It might be a little bit embarrassing or whatever. So the one thing that I have is the different sizes of tampons, okay? So the really big ones that they have nowadays. I'm going to open this up now, so okay, if you don't want to see this stuff, I know it's this going to give some people dysphoria, but I feel it's important, to talk about this because there are different kinds, okay? So the big ones, I'm opening this because I'm going to compare, okay? So this is one of the big ones, okay? You insert it and you have like this thing to push the tampon in. So you insert it and then you push the tampon in, okay? The problem with this one is, although you're staying clean, your finger's staying reasonably clean usually, unless you're having like really heavy periods. The problem with this is it's really big. So you put this in your pocket, it's probably going to be very obvious, okay? Or if you can't just walk with this thing just like this, even in the package, especially in the package, right? So the other version is the small version. So now there are the old, like let's say old style ones that are really just a tampon and you would have to push it in just with your finger. It doesn't have this kind of tube mechanism to push it in. But there are the smaller ones, having a bit of an issue here. And I'm going to put that a little bit closer. I hope that's... So it has the same mechanism, and what you want to do is, because when it's so small you can actually just go like this or put it in your pocket. It's very small and nobody's going to see it, even in the men's room, okay? So you can just go in and that's fine. So what you do with these is actually you pull it out first until it doesn't go any further, and then you would push it, okay? So it's still pretty much the same size and it's exactly the same mechanism, but with the small ones you just come and you can hide it in your hand and nobody's gonna see it, okay? So that's the one thing. It's not gonna be embarrassing with the small ones because you can pretty much go in there unnoticed. There are different ones of those. So I have in my emergency pack these ones. So I'm going to open up this one as well because then we can compare again the small one. So this is also a small one. You can hide it a little bit less well, but you can still hide it, or you just put it in your pocket. Okay, so let me open this as well, this bad boy, because it looks a little bit different than the other one, just to show the different types, okay? So this one here looks a little bit different, but it's exactly the same mechanism, okay? And you just push it in as well. It's exactly the same mechanism, okay? It just looks a little bit different. It's a little bit more wobbly, but it works exactly the same, okay? And just, again, a size comparison. So you see, like, if you, let's say, charge it up, it's all the same size, okay? So for trans men going to the toilet, to the men's room, who don't want to be embarrassed by having it, showing it, or, you know, it being big and obvious, take the small ones. I'm not sure in other countries. In Ireland, you'd find it probably in Tesco. In the UK as well. You'll find it in Tesco or in Centra, usually even in a Spar or something. So pretty much every grocery store or whatever has these, okay? You just have to look that it's the small one. And the packaging is just smaller than the big one, okay? So that's that. Now, the other product that everybody pretty much knows, but that was giving me a lot of problems, a lot of dysphoria actually, and even a little bit more pain for whatever reason, I don't know why, are the sanitary pads, okay? So, you know these, I'm gonna open it up in a second as well, because we're comparing again, okay? So we have the normal store-bought ones. You use them one time, when you're done, you roll it into the plastic thing and you throw it in the bin, okay? The other version, that's what I'm using now, are reusable ones. And they are very clean. I'm going to open this up in a second as well, okay? They are very clean, they're reusable, and they just don't feel like, if you wear this, and that's why I'm bringing it in, if you wear this, you don't really feel that you're wearing it. So if you're one of the people who don't have a lot of pain during their period, you might actually forget, you know, because you don't really feel these. They feel like it's just your regular underwear, okay? They won't stick to you in any way. So what you do is, these they have buttons here, and you just close it the same way, okay? It has like, this is usually, if you buy these, I'm going to put a link from Amazon where I actually bought these. So you have like one side that goes face up into your underwear, and that's usually, you will see that it has a different color and it feels different from the rest, okay? So I'm not sure if you can see the different type of fabric. I'm going to, yeah, you should probably see it well. So that's the different types of fabrics that are used, and these are available in different sizes and in different thicknesses. So these, even though they look very thin, they actually hold really well. So if you're like me and you want to make very, very, very sure that nothing comes through, and you just want these as an extra layer of safety, you know, then you use your tampon and the pads and you'll be fine. Now, and that's something I actually said now because we have probably at some point younger viewers as well. So this is how you can kind of stay, you know, a little bit fine. And as I said, you don't really feel these because they are not like, you will feel that there's something, but they feel like underwear pretty much, you know. So now, just as a size comparison again, I'm going to open the other one up. So these are the big ones. I just like the big ones more, you know. So this is pretty much the same size. These are both for night, okay, for the night or for heavy flow. So they're the same size, and of course there are the smaller ones that you can buy. But these always come with wings, while as you see, like this one in specific doesn't have wings. And that's another thing, like if you pick the wrong ones by mistake or whatever, you might actually have an issue because they don't have wings. And we all know, everybody who has a vagina knows that these tend to kind of go like this, right? At some point, and you have them in places where you definitely don't want them, or they kind of fold up with the sticky side up and then they stick to you, and that's really annoying. So these are not doing that at all. They stink less. They stink basically not at all. While these, for some reason, I really don't know why, but the store-bought ones always smell weird. And what you do, just as a little hint for how to keep this stuff clean. So what you do, like usually what I do is I bring them like this. I fold them up and I close the button here. Oh wow, that was kind of off camera. So I have them in this format. And they are like in my little baggie with all the stuff that I need. When they come out of my underwear, I fold them up like this again. I mean, you just take a little peek and you will know then later. And since they don't smell, they won't give up any smell, even if they're together with the clean ones. Of course, you can have like a little baggie or something where you want to put it inside here, you know, bring a little plastic bag or whatever and just put it in there. About cleaning these, because that's probably the main issue that a lot of people might have. And when I introduced, for example, my mom, I told her about the reusable ones, and she said, well, but it's not sanitary. I said, yeah, it is. You just clean it properly, okay? So what you do is every evening when you're done with how many ever you used, you put them in a bowl or you put them in a bucket that you have for this, you know. You put some cold water, and what I use is the Vanish. I just put a little bit of Vanish in the cold water, stir a little bit, and just leave them there until you put them in the washer. That's pretty much it, okay? I would not recommend drying them in the dryer. I would just put them, you know, and let them air dry, because these types of fabrics, they don't want to stay fluffy. I don't know why, like they just don't want to stay nice and comfortable. I wouldn't use any fabric softener on it, or like anything that's too heavy on chemicals, because it might actually destroy some structural things of the fabric that is used to soak up, so it won't soak up as well as it would usually. So what I do is just a normal detergent, and then I just let it air dry, and that works just fine. So that's how you care for these, okay? The other thing is, I don't know about anybody else, in my little emergency pack I have some pain pills. Now, that varies greatly from person to person how much pain you are in. I would not say, if you have like a normal pain level for periods, you probably don't need anything. But if it's really, really bad, highly recommend that you actually do that, to go to the pharmacy and ask what can you take, even if you are a trans guy, okay? Please, your health and your pain levels are more important than feeling embarrassed in the pharmacy, okay? What you can do is like take an off-peak time where there aren't many people in there, or none at all, like very late or very early, so that you have some privacy, and the pharmacists will be fine, okay? They won't judge you, they won't be weird about it. You'll tell them, you know, you have really strong period pains, and just ask them what you can take. Most of the time you probably get some paracetamol or something like that. What I have actually from my doctor, I have these here. They are very strong because my period pains are really over the top, and so mine are called, if you ever want to talk to your doctor, you need to talk to your doctor for these. They are prescription, okay? You can ask your doctor about these Ponstan Forte 500 milligram. I'm going to put it on here. Okay, it's backwards for you, but I guess you can read backwards. So you need to talk to your doctor, because maybe, you know, if you have any other issues, blood problems, anything, you know, your doctor will know if he can prescribe these to you or something similar. So for me, these are really good. And what you need to do if you are taking pain medication for your period pains or any pain in general, what you want to do is actually make very sure that you take it when the pain starts. Don't wait too long. Don't wait until it's really bad, because I just want to see how long I can take it, or if it's not that bad. Take it. You know your body, you know how bad it's gonna be, okay? So don't go by, I just don't want to make sure that I really need it. You need to take pain medication when the pain starts, or it's not going to work, okay? So that's just, you know, a word of warning. I had to learn that like really painfully. So yeah, that's basically that. So yeah, I'm a little bit conscious of the time. I just wanted to take a little bit of time just to summarize again what I say. If you are one of the people that are already on testosterone, that already use the male bathrooms, and you don't want to be embarrassed, you take some of the smaller ones. So I'm going to show them again, because you can extend them and they will still be working fine, okay? But they're small and you can hide them in your hand, in your fist. You just walk in like this, or with your hand in your pocket, or with just this in the pocket. If you have other things in there, this won't, you know, if you have your wallet in your pocket and you just put this on top, that nobody will notice, okay? So that's what I say. And just So you don't have to think about it the whole time, because I feel like, just the fact that I feel something in my pants or that I feel the pain, I just feel even more dysphoric, like, why do I even have to deal with this shit, basically, right? So for that, I highly recommend the reusable ones, because you won't really feel them. They don't actually slide much at all, usually. If they do, make sure you have some tighter pants so they don't anymore. But I really, really highly recommend, like, these help me so much to alleviate a lot of my bottom dysphoria when I'm on my period. So that really helps, because together with my pain meds in this, I don't even notice that I'm on my period until it's time to switch out everything. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I hope that was helpful for those people who are really dysphoric, and especially for younger people who are trying to find some information on how to deal with this and not be too embarrassed, and also not having to think about it, okay? So that means any teenagers, people who are going into puberty and aren't allowed to take any hormones or puberty suppressants or anything like that. I hope that's helping you guys out there. So please stay well, stay healthy, and please take care. No matter how much the dysphoria is, it's gonna end at some point. Please take care of yourself. That's pretty much it. I'll see you next time.